Good morning, gaming fans. This is Crossy here with you at epic.FIFTEEN for the grand final of CSGO. We've got CAZ eSports up against Choke, and I'm alongside Hoss again for this big game.
Yeah, we have a best of 5. It is a weighted best of 5, as you said, between CAZ and Choke Gaming. CAZ, they made their way through the upper bracket without dropping a single match. I'm not even sure if they dropped a map. I don't actually think they did. So they are here. They get the 1 map advantage, meaning we only have 4 maps to play. Those 4 maps are going to be Inferno, which is Choke's choice. Then Choke got a second choice. That is going to be Train. CAZ then chose Mirage for the 3rd map. And then the 4th map that was left was Overpass. Choke, however, they've won the 9th round here. And they're going to be starting off on the CT side as they're going to go for kind of a stack here, you could say. They've got 3 players here with a 4th just hanging around in Arch for the quick rotate. It's going to be a B play here, and these CAZ players, they haven't spotted anything yet, which either spells one thing. It means the B site's empty. That's a very safe stack. They realise that it's just maxed on there. He'll get taken down. That was by Spuds. Bomb will go down here.
We'll straight in with the plant, and CAZ take the early advantage. Got a rotate coming in. Jack going to have some action, and he gets one straight away with good work with the block onto the head of Imi. And a bit of a flash to go slow things down. Jacob's going to have some action here from where Yellow used to be, and he's picked up a couple. Declan with the final, and CAZ, after getting that 1-man advantage and the plant, carry it through and take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that was a very risky pistol round strat coming out from Choke. They just tried playing it for the retake. Max is probably one of the best fraggers on the Choke side, so they were relying on him to get some entries or just some early frags, early damage, but he just simply wasn't able to. Now CAZ really flashing the cash about with their 3 Galils. Good amount of nades behind them as well. As again, they're going to start things off, going towards B. He's going to get tagged up to start things off. 66 HP left on him. That was one shot of a Galil. Just the body from Spuds. And this is one of the problems with Inferno. No matter how aggressive you are early, it's very hard to get on towards these sites. Yes, you can just run straight on it, but you really need to wait for those picks, play the angles. Exactly like we saw there from Declan on towards Peggy. That Molotov is going to go towards the back side. That's maxed out as well, but ow! Here, he gets one with his 5-7. Declan is on 13 HP. Could potentially find this frag onto Imi through. That's Imi down to 1 HP.
Imi wisely getting out of there, but has got Reason coming in from behind. He picks up the frag on Imi, who is down not quite under half, so no assist was granted. But we're going to see the swarm onto A site. Reason could have some action, but he's taken SEO down to 7 HP before finishing the job off. Plant's going to come in, and it's down to Powell, who's grabbed himself a Galil. Probably going to save that one, I would say, ready for the 3rd round.
Yeah, we can see him already moving over towards that B-bomb site. Just going to be keeping that, of course, 2.5k. You might as well. Could potentially see him buy up some armor next round. It's certainly an option. They'll get 1.9k for losing this one, putting him on 3.1. It will be an eco round. Yeah, he could buy armor if he really wanted to, just to add a little bit of firepower and make him that bit tankier, but that's whether he can actually save the weapon or not. He is about to get chased down. But he did force 1 rebuy at least.
Yeah, he has done that, but 3 players for CAZ are going to keep hold of their Galils by the look of it and not choose to upgrade. Got Tech 9 and MP7 from the rest of the team. Choke are going to eco through for 1 final before they can look to buy again for the 3rd round. So how that first buy versus buy goes is going to be crucial. For these teams, they're going to want to try and get... Well, for CAZ, who are on the T side, they're going to want to try and get 6 rounds plus here if they can. If they do that, they're going to be feeling quite confident. Already taking a 1-map lead into this as they blitz through into the upper bracket. And as time ticks away, we're seeing Imi with the aggressive push down, catches Reason, and that pushes CAZ to push onto this B site where they were going to hit in the first place. Mighty Max completely blind here as he actually comes onto the site. That Molotov's going to do some damage. Declan gets to the back. Chak in there as well with a frag. Declan's got a couple as the bomb plant comes in. 3v2 in favour of CAZ.
Yeah, some damage has been done here to Declan and Chak. So it's certainly doable for the 2 teams to get the frags in here, but it's not going to be the case for Ezio. Imi is here. But again, they got themselves 2 frags, 2 rebuys. I believe that's the 3rd bomb plant in a row now for CAZ eSports. And that's a lot of bank. That's essentially 2,400 per player just because of the consistent parts, which is an insane amount. And it's why, should they lose this one, they'll be able to buy up again. Ezio, interestingly enough, actually playing with the M4A4 on this map, usually an M4A1S player, that has changed it up for this map, going for those spray downs, the longer sprays through this top mid area, and now it's going to get one with the controlled spray off the silenced weapon. Imi will fall. Let's go TV, certainly made us aware of that one. 4v3 now. Jacob's taken a big hit already, down to 4 HP. Jack trying to find an entry, made some noise, is going to smoke off CT to essentially turn it into a 1v1 up against Peggy if he was to push. Max going for the classic Weber flash, but not going to push with it. Nice Chak has now fallen back.
Looks like they are deciding that maybe B is going to be the best option. Bomb's making his way up there, so whether we see an attack very soon, and that could be possible. One of the smokes has already been used there, out towards the CT area, so that's one less that they've got to play with. And they have still got, by the looks of it, a couple of smokes that they can use to enter into the site. So still plenty to play with, and Jacob's got a molly as well if he needs to make use of that and try and cut off an area, maybe slow down any possible rotates. But the time is ticking away, about 25 seconds left to go, and we are going to see some action on the B side. Declan first to lead in, Molotov in the way, gets to the back of the site, doesn't make the pick. Mighty Max with the crossfire takes down Jack as well. So Jacob already on low HP, gets mopped up just to finish things off, and it is going to be Choke getting their first one on the board.
Yeah, and Kaz can buy once again here if they want. Jacob and Reason may have to go for a little bit of a smaller buy, but they are still nonetheless going to go for a buy up there. Declan dropping the AWP to Spuds. Spuds traded out for an AK-47. He's actually not buying armor. Oh no, there we go. Like a little bit there, but he does indeed have the armor. Now, full set of grenades on him too, as CAZ eSports going to be playing a little bit patiently to start things off here. We have two players going down towards Banana, two making a bit of noise towards the top of mid, but Ezio will get the first frag, and that's on to Jacob.
Here's Mighty Max manages to grab Chak, who steps up through Banana as well. So Choke with the early advantage here in this, the fifth round of the grand final here at epic.FIFTEEN. The first place team takes £850 away with them. Second place gets 400 quid, so not a bad payday for a weekend's work for these guys.
Yeah, and of course if they win, they get free tickets, essentially invited back to the next LAN, which I believe is October time. So not actually too far away. It's what, 3 months down the line?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're about 30 seconds, just over 30 seconds left to go, and they're going to set up for another B attack. Molotov going to go into the back of sight, but that's probably not going to do too much damage. And Mighty Max expecting it, throws a Molotov of his own in there, which Declan has to put out with the smoke. As they are going to push through. Nice work from Declan with the opening pick, grabbing Peggy. Mighty Max got the chance to spray down. He's got one. He's done damage to another. That's Reason, who's down to 15 points of health. Does get the bomb plant down, but it's a 2v3 situation with Reason down to very low. Probably knows Mighty Max, especially with that sound, now knows Mighty Max is in there in the garden, so they're going to be squaring off in a minute. Reason could be influential here. Nice guy from Spuds with a pick with the AWP. Yesio goes for it, and it's a 1v1, decides not to sit on it, and Spuds is able to pick it up, so CAZ bring themselves back up into the lead with a 4-1 round difference.
Yeah, it's going to be putting Choke onto a bit of a force buy here. They are going to decide to force up. They could have ecoed. They decided that they want those added weapons. 4 for Masses and a 5-7 there on Imi. And Jacob retrieves himself an AK-47 at T-Spawn. So right now, we haven't really seen anything too special. This B-bomb site has certainly been the easier one of the two for CAZ eSports to get the entries. As we are seeing Peggy actually boosted up there in the Molotov being used just to give them a little bit more time to set this boost up. Of course, it's one of those boosts that can only really be used once in a game before it does continually get checked. And there's another one like that on Inferno, being the boost up onto the quad. Mighty Max uses his smoke early on. It's going to delay the tease for about another 10 to 15 seconds or so before they're actually allowed to push on in towards that B-bomb site if they wish.
Yeah, options are open. Seems like quite a standard play for Inferno is that it's a very slow map on the T side. Very rarely do you see fast pushes anywhere these days, even on first rounds. The good old-fashioned fast apps. Doesn't come out too often. We see there might have been some engagement up at mid, but the smoke seems to be hiding the players there, so nothing there. Reason tagged down to about 12 HP, trying to work in the mid area as a bit of a decoy, as we see the flashes and the nades and all of that good stuff flying into the B site, which is where the push is happening. Mighty Max boosted on top of the coils, has a chance to get a couple. Declan able to pick up the frag, and they catch Peggy at the back of the site. So 15 seconds left to go. The rotate's coming in. Jack on form and on point with his AK, finding the face of Powell as he tries to rotate in. Imi gets in from the banana area though, 2v1.
Yeah, he's going to start pushing on towards Barbecue here. Knows there's a player alright, but there's a nice crossfire setup. He's able to get one. Now he's up against Spuds. It's one hit to the head. He'll connect it to the body. In fact, that'll score 3 shots, and he should have this defusal set. A 1v3 on 11 HP is certainly enough for Imi. And there it is. There is the defuse. 4 rounds to 2. Very nice pick up there from Choke. When the odds were against them, they were on their force buy. They're able to pull on through, and it puts Kaz now onto the eco round.
It does, and these teams going backwards and forwards. Kaz doing pretty well so far. Already got 4 rounds in the bank. They'll be looking to pick up maybe 2 or 3 more and be very happy with their T-side effort here. But going to have to try and work something a bit different here maybe. Possibly we will see a fast strat. Looks like they might decide that they want to try A for size, see how they can get on here.
Yeah, it's going to be a pistol play, so both these bomb sites actually work well for these Tech 9 rushes. Specifically if you go out of apartments and then just rain down on the guy in pit, it provides a lot of pressure onto him, and it's very hard for him to actually deal with so many falling players. And the Tech 9, of course, well, it's pretty inaccurate anyway, so the bullets can fly anywhere.
Yeah, you've got to be on point with those, but if you do manage to get headshots with them, it does some serious damage still, and it's a good pistol upgrade to go for. So we're going to see 45 seconds before the push is going to come through. Declan spots one at the gate spot, but they go one at a time really through mid, and Declan's able to pick up the deagle on Imi with the headshot. The second Arch player drops away. Essio going to get flashed out the pit, and we saw him on stream yesterday play the pit roll and was kept pretty quiet in there. Declan trying to make the frag. This time gets Powell, and it's Declan with the frag taking down Essio in the pit. So we've got 2 players rotating in against 4 from CAZ eSports. They're coming in from the library. Nice work from Peggy. Grabs Chak as soon as he tries to cross towards the pit or the graveyard area to get into cover. Go down to Jake, and will he step? He has, but he's got himself caught by Mighty Max. So 2v2 then with a bomb planted. That time is ticking away.
Yeah, they need to flush these players out. They go for the fake defuse. That's going to be Reason going down. Max applying the pressure onto Declan, keeping him busy. There it is, while his buddy and Peggy gets the defuse. 4 rounds for 3, but it was an eco round from CAZ. They were on Tech 9s only. They got that bomb down. It's exactly what they were after. Now they can get that full buy going. And well, the way we're seeing it right now, this map could go either way, especially this first half. It's been very back and forth so far. Choke, once they've had the weapons, they've been able to put a good defense on, but CAZ, they've just been so good at getting the bomb down, and that'll only help them out in the long run with their money.
Yeah, well, and if CAZ pick up this round, it's going to leave Choke in a bit of a mess financially for the next round as well. So that's going to be potentially 6 on the board if they make it happen. A couple of players is stuck with a FAMAS in hand. Not rocking the head armour, some of them, but not a major issue against AKs. The one bullet's going to do the job regardless. So we're still going to see that patient build-up from the teams. Might be a good chance to have a quick look at the scoreboard and see that Declan is leading the charge with 10 frags. Double any of his teammates. Gets about a minute left to go in the 8th round, first map of this epic.FIFTEEN CSGO final. Declan ready to launch a flash in here. We see the teams stack up, ready for a push onto the B site again. They've been fairly successful in getting some plants, just need to try and lock it down if they get in.
Yeah, so we just saw CAZ try and smoke off the CT area. As we can see, Reese picked there onto Imi. But they smoked off CT, and immediately the reaction from Choke was yet another smoke coming out. As we saw the flashbang there, trying to deter them, but they weren't actually pushing in just yet. Ezio's going to be flashing off the other side. And now we see the rain of smoke and fire coming down on towards this B bomb site. Spuds trying to get on in here along with his teammates. Meggy gets one. Meggy not going to be able to get 3. He got 2. Maxim with 1. Power with 1. And now it is just Reese playing the lurker over on the A side, dropping Emmy. Power gets revenge for his fallen teammate. That's 4 rounds apiece. CAZ not able to get the bomb down, meaning they're going to be on yet another eco here. Choke looking to take the lead.
Perfect opportunity for them. We have seen CAZ come through and at least get a plant and nearly hold it out last time they were on eco, so you can't rule them out here, but really good crossfire from the 2 B players. Both of them played towards the back of site and it worked out well for them. CAZ players weren't able to track them down, and already a couple of the CAZ players have taken some damage. Jacob, I think he caught a nade, taken down to 23, and Chak now walking into trying to do some damage down to 41, now down to 7, so he's having no joy in managing to get a pick with that deagle in hand.
Yes, indeedy, as it is going to be another A play. Seems to be the site that CAZ favour on these eco rounds, but look at the HP on Chak and Jacob. It's going to be tickled to death as soon as they show any of their skin. How he just needs to beat it and probably spray down, but instead decides to back away from that one. Doesn't want to take that duel just yet. As Emmy getting ready with the fire. Just going to delay these T's for a little bit longer. Now gets the nice angle on. Declan's there to get the return onto him. And now we're still 4 versus 4. Slowly trying to execute towards the big side. That's going to be Chak going down.
Chance for the wraparound to come in here. Might be successful and they catch Mighty Max, who is on the rotate, so they've now got the opportunity to hit that B site hard where there is only 1 player. That's Peggy, who's dropped down Banana. And just going to play it from there. That gives the opportunity for CAZ to swarm all 3 players onto the site. Make that 2 because Jacob pushed out towards CT spawn. I'm not really sure where he's going there, to be honest. Bomb planted again, so another successful eco, you could argue, for CAZ, even if they don't pick this one up.
Yeah, I almost feel as if Jacob was a little bit greedy there, as we're going to see the retake coming pretty easily. Jacob, he had that AK-47 and he was on the lowest HP. I'm surprised we didn't actually see him drop that off to a teammate on the site. So they actually had kind of like a sentry gunner at the back of the site, defending it from range. But instead he tried jumping over towards CT for some reason, got picked off, they lost the AK, and therefore lost the round. 5 rounds to 4. Choke, as I said, take the lead. And CAZ, we saw them buy an AWP earlier onto spots, but it wasn't too effective. They are just sticking with this full rifle setup for the time being.
Sounds like a plan. Let's try and build a bit of economy, see if they can get a few buys on the spin. Choke taking a slender advantage here, 5-4. Quite a few rounds on the bounce for him though. You see we've got a boost up onto the quad area. That can be quite a nice little spot, especially since CAZ haven't attacked A that often at all, so they might not be expecting that particular play. About a minute still on the clock, and it's again patient build up, spread out, try and get any picks, and Choke wisely aren't committing themselves too much.
Yeah, they're not showing too much just yet, just playing their angles, holding it tight. And as soon as Reason does step out of boiler, he will probably get punished by Immy there up on quad. And as I said, this is a place you can only really use once. After this, it will get checked. And to be fair, by the smoke trajectory, if they were on point, they could probably guess exactly where he is. As it looks like they are going to start pushing on in. Emmy, there it is. He got taken down. Pow gets one. Sprays for the second. Pow has really been on point around this arch side. I honestly can't wait to see if he picks up that AWP or not, because he had a solid AWP game yesterday. Bud's going to come around. He gets the bomb down. Actually gets the frag onto Pow. 2 versus 2. Look at the HP on Spuds.
Spuds decides to get out of there. Chak bedded down in the pit. That's not a bad little spot as long as he doesn't get stuck there with 2 players trying to chase him down. Chak needs to be smart here, and he does exactly that. Pops out and grabs Mighty Max. Chance on the second frag, and he finds it. 2 very crisp AK shots to the face, and it takes it to 5-all. So CAZ bring it back even.
Yeah, Choke. Again, they're going to go for this force buy here. Max doesn't have the money to buy up himself, so it could go just 5-7 armor here. Would probably be the smart choice. P250 armor. get some smokes and nade, a smoke and a flashbang in there as well, just to help him out just a little bit. Kaz, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen too much early banana aggression coming out from Choke. We've mentioned how passive they're playing on these sites, but if they were to maybe smoke off banana from spawn, say from one of the A players, they don't have time in order to defend. They can then go aggressive down banana, set up a more aggressive playstyle, maybe catch Kaz off guard.
Yeah, I like that play. A bit of aggression once in a while just to mix things up. And so often if you see a team not employ that for 9-10 rounds, you might forget to check it once in a while, and it can end up being a fruitful move. There was a 1v1 trade up in the apps right at the early stages of this round as we see them make their way towards A, which was successful, so thinking it might be the play again. It's going to be 4 players against 2 of Choke, so the numbers do favour CAZ if they want to try and get in there, and they do have a bit of room to manoeuvre, although that Molotov won't have done them any favours. Still got time to work, 30 seconds left to go, and finally poised for an attack on the way.
Indeed, as Imi isn't the greatest of fraggers right now for Choke. It is essentially Pow who's playing so well around the start side. This time, however, he is playing tight on the bomb side. One player who is right the rest around, but he's not able to find anything this time, however, as Spuds will nearly he's going to flush out the pit player, which is out his AK for the M4. Diffuses just going to come straight in from Max. Gonna get one here. He could certainly get this. Suddenly it's 2 versus 1. They get the retake somehow, and that went sour very, very quickly for for CAZ.
Did, yeah. I was just sort of flicking through it and wondering how Mighty Max managed to get on the site quite as quickly as he did. Sort of looking at it, thinking, where's the rotate going to come from? The rotate was already underway from the B players, and they were there on CAZ before they even had a chance to set up.
Yeah, they essentially followed the bomber in. The bomb got planted, he then tried repositioning. We saw Jacob just jump straight in pit, and then by the time the bomb planter was dead, Max was already on the defuse coming in. As now CAZ on yet another repo here.
And then Declan catching 2 nades, get him in the England team with that, but he's down to 15 HP as a result. Chat going to try and walk up with the Deagle. He attempted this a couple of rounds ago and wasn't able to come away with anything other than a couple of bullets, and that knocked him down to very low HP. SEO possibly going to have a chance in the apps, but damage to Reason. Spuds goes straight in and gets a frag. Mighty Max drops back and tries just to hold off this attack, and he does with a couple of frags. That's 3 for Mighty Max already. SEO grabs Reason before he gets the team leader of Choke, Imi. So Jacob has got a 2v1, so he could do something here. Goes into the A site, which is open, so a plant could happen if he goes fast, but he is cautious, expecting they might be playing a site each.
Questioning whether he'll actually go towards this A site with the bomb or decide to wrap around. Picks up a FAMAS. It looks like he will go towards this A bomb site. As soon as the CTs hear this, they will get on the rotate. Ezio already making his way over. Currently bottom fragging. But again, it's the same situation as their game against Fish yesterday. He just hasn't had much traffic come his way. He has to wait for Pow actually to come round. And if you want anyone in this situation, it is Pow. As Jacob gets one, he hears exactly where Pow is. Pow just needs to get the spray down. He's able to do so. Jacob did actually headshot him there, putting him down to 19 HP, but it's again another retake coming in from Choke. 7 rounds to 5.
It is, yeah, and unfortunate for CAZ not to come out with that one, but credit has to go to them for what they have managed to achieve on their ecos and decos. It's been a bomb plant pretty much every time they've gone for it. And we've got Powell, first time we've seen this, he's now got an AWP in hand. Is he going to try and make a fast pick onto mid with it? Looks like not. Just going to hold the angle with it instead. Sure, we're not going to see anything different from CAZ eSports. No crazy tactics from them just yet. Doing fine. Looking to pick up another 1 or 2 rounds before this half is over, and that should be good for them, you would expect.
Yeah, it should be. If Choke get 8 or 9 rounds on their CT side, they will be happy. 10 is of course the maximum, but with the initial pick onto Imi, as always, that may not be possible, but as we've mentioned a lot of times, Imi is the first player to fall. He's the in-game leader. He's not fragging and something is going wrong. And right now, he is not doing that. He is currently second from bottom there, just behind Ezio. Ezio is able to pick up one, then does get punished by Reason. And it looks like CTs want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, not feeling a retake, so they're going to drop out and try and save. So that's going to be 6 on the board for Kaz. I'm going to be fairly happy with that effort already. Might be a good chance to take a look at the scoreboard and the finances. So for Choke, I don't think they're going to be able to cobble anything together here. Might have been forced onto an eco or a pistol upgrade. Things like Kaz doing much the same thing, deciding they don't want to try and challenge and hunt down these players, so they're all going to get out unscathed, keep hold of those AK-47s, and that should be them fine to keep on buying for the remaining rounds.
Yeah, it certainly should be enough. We have 2 rounds left now in this half, which, I mean, whatever the outcome now, I think both teams will take this fairly. I was sitting with the Choke guys. I guess it was breakfast. I don't know, they were eating croissants, so I guess you can call that breakfast. And they were saying that they've somehow reverted back into a T-sided team, just with a slightly better CT side than they had previously. Because initially when Ezio was added, they were a T-sided team, but their CT side is atrocious, whereas now they're starting to get a little bit better at their CT, still very strong on their T, which is what I'm looking forward to moving in towards this second half. But Kaz right now, if they win this half, be in a good position, especially if they then grab the CT pistol. Now they're being patient, as we have seen Choke just force everything up here. 55 seconds left. Inferno, one of the slowest maps on the map to play.
It is, yeah. You can expect to see the terrorists are going to be hanging around for quite a long time and probably pushing with about 40 to 30 seconds left to go on the clock, and we are getting towards that point again as they're stacking up round about the A site. Maybe tempting to try and get aggressive and work out where the push is going to come from on CT, but then if you get yourself picked off, it just opens up holes and avenues and kind of draws you into retakes and rotates. You wouldn't have wanted to make a mistake and makes the opening pick. Nice work from Imi in the graveyard, stuck with a pistol. SEO in the pick, going to try and slow up, and SEO's done a great job with a pick before they finally get Imi out of the graveyard and get the SEO out of the pit as well. So a chance to get that plant down, and it is coming in. They do have a 3-2 advantage, but we have seen several effective retakes from Choke already. It's not going to be as quick as the last one. We haven't got any Mighty Max on site yet, but they are coming in now, both in from quad. That Molotov is going to slow down their progress to a point, but there is a little room to the left where they could get through potentially. Flashes come out just to try and slow that advance a little bit further. Mighty Max gets the one pick on Jacob on the site, and it's Chak and Reason with the crossfire able to pick up those 2 players as they come in 7-all.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of a very similar buy to the previous round coming out from Choke Gaming here. Going to see the good old Swag 7 onto Mighty Max there. He's been playing Banana, so I assume he'll probably play up close on B again. Could potentially push up to Sandbags. Maybe even just tuck in behind Car with that one. Yeah, he's just playing close there at the top. Waiting to see if anyone does show themselves. We actually saw this as well on one of the eco rounds coming out from Choke. They went for the double pistol push. Declan spots that out. Easy double kill.
Yeah, equal to it. Last time it was a trade, but they had 2 terrorists in there just to try and counteract that from happening, and they have managed to work that perfectly. So here we come then. That Swag 7 isn't going to be a whole lot of use over distance, so Mighty Max is going to have to try and get in close against these 5 Kaz players. They will go for it, final round of the half, but it's going to be a real tough ask. 5v2. Peggy, though, has got 1 kill straight off the bat, taking down Reason. Declan coming around to face. He's got both players, but it's back to Declan, going to try and finish it off, and it's Chak that steals the final frag from him. Kaz taking 8-7 lead into the second half.
Yeah, they do, and as I said before, both teams will probably be happy with this outcome here. Choke being a T-sided team, will be fine with getting 7 rounds. Inferno, not really one of their best maps. Here we go. For those asking in chat, the veto process looked something like this. Choke had 2 vetoes, so Choke started. No. Yeah, I think Choke vetoed 2, Kaz vetoed 1, and then Choke picked 2, Kaz picked 1, then 4th map was left. Zimmy is going to open things up onto Jacob. Max has taken a hit already though, down to 22 HP. They are just going to push straight on out of here. P2000 does get picked up there for Max. Going to get another frag. And they're going to try and flush back out of here. They're able to do so. And it is just Reason left here in the 5 versus 1. So the map's still back. Choke got rid of Dust. Kaz then got rid of Cobblestone. Choke then removed Cash. Pick Inferno and Train for maps 1 and 2. Kaz shoots Mirage for map 3, and then 5th map is Overpass. So if this goes to 5 or 4 games, we're going to have a very good series on our hands and probably get kicked out of LAN because it will go on for too long.
Yeah, anything's possible. I'm not sure I'm going to survive. I've got the early signs of LAN death starting to kick in already.
LAN death is a real disease.
It is. Right up there alongside man flu.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if Kaz can recover from that early loss. They're going for a B stack, which is going to be costly because it's going in the A direction. They've got a player over there who's going to be able to call that. You would expect Jacob going to try and slow things up with the CZ75 in his hands. Rotate's going to be coming in en masse, and if he can pick up a couple of frags here, which he's trying to do, before he's eventually caught with the use of the smoke cover, then it might have helped. But we've got a full Rotate coming in. Rotate's been a little bit slow, actually. I'm a little bit surprised that Jacob wasn't calling multiple footsteps and these guys got on their bike, but they are taking a slow approach in. I'm not really sure what they're doing here. They've got nothing to save other than that upgraded pistols.
Yeah, they've got the armor as well. 4.8k between them. They're going to have to eco next round regardless. And if they were to lose everything here, then you usually do not buy on that next round. As we see Reason just waiting for some exits. We'll probably find the frag. No.
Terrorists win.
Declan, however, will get taken down. He will lose his armor and his pistol, but the rest of them can, of course, keep it all together. Choke not going to go for any rebuys just yet. Just seeing them buy up some armor and get their nades going. Replenish their pockets. As it looks like they should be the first team here to hit double figures.
Looking likely. Another eco that's shut down. We've got another move up mid. As Mike Max gets the open pick for Choke, and then Yesio barreling through with Spuds, they would pick up 1 in the melee. And so we're going to see Choke get their way onto the site. Plant going to be upcoming. Declan walking his way throughout. Good player through here, nearly lined up for a collateral, and it kind of worked out the way. Jimmy with the spray down, but he runs out of bullets as Declan's able to grab him in the apps. 1v3. Probably going to grab that AK and get out of dodge with it. Maybe try and pick up an exit. And left it just a little bit too long to try and go for this one.
Yeah, you can't really do too much here, unfortunately. Maybe he will be able to pick up the exit onto Peggy. That is going to be it for him. He's going to save the AK, take that one through to the next round. Of course, it means that they will have that extra bit. Fire rifle. And just go for his armor and his nades. Let's see how Choke play now going on towards this buy round. Do we see Power with an AWP? We didn't see him pick it up on the CT side. But you could argue that's because they never really had a chance to get the economy going. They didn't have the economy to fall back on the risk of losing an AWP.
Yeah, very true. Never really got things going. We saw him go for it once, I think, but aside from that, nothing else came from it, and it wasn't a particularly fruitful round either, from what I remember. So let's see what Choke can do then. First buy versus buy. Kaz want to stick a flag in the ground and prove that they can hold these sites in the first buy. Worked in a similar way for the first round. Kaz got a couple of rounds to begin with, and then Choke proved that they could hold it with weapons and picked up a couple of rounds on the bounce. Chance for Jacob. He's got some action in mid. Doubling up with Spuds there.
Yeah, no one actually ended up getting tagged there from Jacob's peak. He just got the intel on there. No one to play on foils here. Taking a frag, challenge him, able to get the frag. Clearing out the rest of the side. There's no one hit. Jacob will rotate. Image 3 down 20 bullets. Another player out, that's the headshot onto Spuds. Now, just for no reason, last two standing, what can they do? They're almost inclined to win this now, especially because they got one pick, but that's now going to see Declan running away. He has no way of getting on in there. Smoke was too thick, 1v3, he had so many angles to check. Maybe another round for Choke Gaming, putting them on 11. It's going to be an eco from CAZ, giving them the chance to get to 12. And they're essentially so close from bringing this series to then a BO3 because we'll be even on 1-1.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, we will, and this could be quite a long day, quite a long final, but nothing wrong with that because that's going to make it tense. So we've got 11-8, and aside from the AK that Declan's got, it's going to be pistols all round. CAZ going to try anything too aggressive. Maybe try and stack a site. Nope, they're going for their standard setup. Maybe Choke decide they want to go fast against the pistols.
Yeah, they're just hanging back for the time being. They could get punished here, down in Banana. This is what I wanted to see from Choke, honestly. Getting into the positions, using the smoke from CT spawners. Declan, the only man with a rifle, is able to pick up one frag onto Imi. And CAZ, they've suffocated the teeth right now as Jacob does go for another smoke, physically stopping them from going up towards B, allowing them to set up for this A crossfire here, but that's a very quick one too. The counter crossfire comes in, 11 rounds to 8, looking like it's going to be 12 here. Bomb will go down. It's all up to Jacob and Chak.
Yeah, 12 looking very likely. It was a good spot to be in. They'd pushed Choke into that kill zone and they had 3 players lined up, but if all 3 players get smashed, then there's not a whole lot that you can do from that point, and now it's going to be a very challenging retake for these two. Maybe going to try and get that AK. I could see Chak's thought pattern there, saw it on the ground and thought, can I make it? A few warning shots told him that he couldn't, and looks like they are both going to get out of there and just look for exits only. Chak could have a lot of attention on him very quickly as we've got 4 players trying to pour out and does go for it, but he's caught by the explosion in the end, and Choke do take that 12th round.
CAZ can put a good fight together here, however. Spuds toying with the idea of, do I want an AWP? Do we need to buy one? 6.5k. The answer is no. They're just going to sit with these full rifles. Still up against Choke. They don't want to go for the AWP. No need to go for these aggressive peaks, aggressive risks. For the decline. Again, the aggressive smoke down. But they're not going to push off it. But Mighty Mac's still very scared. Push on in. He threw a counter flash. Could have potentially pushed on through. But he hears an ace come down. The spam comes through. He knows there's a player close on Banana now.
Yeah, he does. So they're going to try and control that as best they can. And they control it by not going anywhere near it to make sure they don't get pushed from behind. They've got 1 or 2 players sort of flicking their sight over there to make sure. Mighty Mac's going to be able to hear footsteps if CAZ decide they want to go fast from there. Throwing in their set nades, ready to go onto the A site. They've now changed it up. That was a fake, and Spuds taking some attention, but he's only taking down the 74 hit points as we see the fast push into B. There's 1 player on the rotate back, and that's Chak coming out on top of the first frame on Mighty Max, and Chak's got 2 on the rotate. He's got a chance for 2 more around at yellow, and Chak's got a 3rd before Imi and Powell are able to pick up a couple of frags each. Powell going to get the plant down, and he's last man standing against 3 oncoming CAZ players who are going to want to pick this one up. And Powell gets Spuds, who steps into the fire on low HP.
I mean, I'd take a barbecued potato. Is that a thing? It might be a thing. Barbecued Spud. Declan though, he's going to finish it off. CAZ coming in. 9 rounds now. It was pretty tough though. They weren't sold by the fake. They held onto their guns. Quite literally. As I feel like Ezio was pretty key there. He was lurking around towards the A side. but just got picked off as soon as Kaz rotated, got caught out. Could have maybe lurked a little bit better in that role. If he was able to pick off one frag, Kaz may not have so much been inclined to go for it. But it certainly would have been easier than that one. Incendiary this time. Kaz mixing things up on this banana side with an incendiary rather than the deep smoke. But it's still not enough that allows them to go aggressive.
Yeah, the option's always there, and maybe that would be a half decent play at this point, just to really set the rhythm and try and upset Choke in what they're trying to do here. But by the same token, it's got its own risk. If you are picked up, it's leaving the site completely open there at B, so maybe they won't go for that. About a minute on the clock left to go. We'll have a quick look at the scoreboard. Peggy 1 frag away from a 20 bomb. Same can be said for Declan. Spud's right up there at the top, just on points, but only got 12 frags.
Just going to show you what bomb plants can do to your score. This is something Kaz were very good at on their T side. Now, it's going to be a fast B play here. They are met by smoke. One is the flash goes through. Jacob gets one. They are able to nail both Shaq and Declan. Get rid of Jacob. That was a very nice turn there from Ezio, flicking onto Spuds instead. Peggy going to be able to dispatch of Jacob with ease as well. Just reason left. Do they have the money to back this up? Not really. But he's going to get flanked anyway, and I believe that is from Imi. Yeah, Imi just trying to flush this one out. Should probably start walking because Reason has now heard it. Being able to get the headshot regardless. It's going to be 13 rounds to 9 in favour of Choke Gaming, 3 away, and it ruins the economy of Kaz. It's going to put them 1 step closer, taking this map, evening things up.
Does. Eco needed from Kaz. Choke have got enough cash to keep on buying, even if they do end up dropping this round, so they're going to be absolutely fine going forward to try and close this out as quickly as they can and take it into the next map. Peggy might have some action early on, getting tempted, and that's what you can't afford to do on CT sides, get picked off that easy. So things are going to be moving pretty quick now. Chak, though, does get a kill on Imi, who tries to cause a distraction over a B. The CAZ eSports players dropping back to site, trying to get to a half-decent position. Spud's caught out in the open as they come swarming around the site into the quad area. Declan does pick up a kill on SEO as he tries to get around the truck. And we've got 4 players now coming in from the quad side. Mighty Max gets 1, make that 2. All AK headshots. Peggy with the chance to mop up the last. 14-9. CAZ back on the bye.
And it's really going to be a great one for Spuds or Reason that they have to be very careful with what they go for. In fact, they're playing for the overtime. This is interesting, and this is kind of something which is great about having a weighted final, because essentially they've been given a head start. They're like, right, we could go for the win here, lose it, and then probably lose the game. Or we can eco, full buy, and then go for the overtime, where essentially we're playing to get a 2-map lead. Because if Choke win, it's essentially reset into a BO3 here.
Yeah, interesting choice, but I would say the right choice rather than trying to force. And found themselves coming off second best on a number of occasions for Choke, so there's no point in trying to hold off these sites when you're at well, half of the equipment that you'd like to have at your disposal. And I like the play. All in all, I think that was probably the right choice as we see a full-on push up mid. That nade could do a bit of damage. Spuds gets 1, and we know that nade's gone in to try and soften them up as well. And CAZ could come out on top with this. Potentially anyway. They managed to get Imi, who pushed all the way through, and he's down to Power, last man standing with the bomb in his hand. He's fallen into library. They're going to be hunting him down now.
Yeah, he is currently second fragging right now. Able to drop Chak, and that's going to be the B-bomb site open. And Pow, we've seen him in many clutches before. He can certainly do this. The CTs, they are going to split up. How is Pow going to set this one up? Just bounces the smoke off there. Gives him some cover from CT. Gets the bomb down. Where does he want to sit? Does he want to challenge the guy on banana? It would certainly be an optimal challenge. And he gets Reason. He had the AK-47 in his hands. Declan now is going to get met by a grenade. Put him down to 26 HP. Pow can shoot him anywhere on the body. Is going to throw the Molotov as well. Ducking him behind card. Gets the frag. That's going to be 15 rounds to 9 now. Match point. Or map point, rather. Choke Gaming.
It is, and good play from Powell. Real composure there showed, and he's sitting there on 16k. No use to him now on what could be potentially the last round. CAZ got their full buy together as expected. They've got Spuds with the AWP. Is he going to try and get aggressive and make a pick with that? We'll soon find out. Possible chance at mid if he wants to step, and he is tempted, and he does go for it, taking down Mighty Max. It's not necessarily over yet, and Shaq spraying through the smoke, able to find someone, and it looks like he might have got someone else as well. That's Powell down to about 60 points of health. They're not going to push any further there, CAZ, but they are playing aggressive up on Banana, both of them, making sure that the push doesn't come in that direction, just funneling these choke players back into A.
Spuds here with the AWP. It's first AWP we've seen on this side, but Choke, they have a big buffer of rounds to actually win one of these. They've also got a good economy behind them. Powell's on 15k after picking up a full set of negative time round. Spuds will finally get taken down. Peggy currently top fragging again. He can certainly do this. 5k would be a great way to end that, but they can take him down.
And he will, so CAZ live to fight another day. Still 15-10 though, still at map point, and Choke look like they can keep on buying for another round or two after this if they do end up dropping it, so they're not hugely worried at this point. Again, I don't think we're going to see anything particularly aggressive from either of these two teams. Just going to sit back, wait it out, wait for Choke to decide where they want to make their play.
Yeah, waiting for this one. That's a smoke here at the top of mid. Let's just hide behind for the time being. Choke guys, not too sure what to make of this, it seems. Just hanging back, and they can't go down Banana. The amount of early pressure that CAZ put on Banana, it's just impossible for them to go there. As Powell is coming up on the smoke, that's going to go around towards the arch side. Try and cut that one off, as they will maybe actually follow on with this execute. We saw them before use this as a fake. This time they are going to commit, it looks like.
Yeah, and here it comes, hard and fast into A. Declan in the pit, and he's first to go. Tried to peek out, tried to do some damage, but he was found all too easily, and Peggy's able to get a second kill on Reason. So that's two of the A players down. The rotate's coming in, 3 players coming in from the B site, and this could be map over here. We could be seeing Train within a matter of seconds as Exio grabs Chak, and it is as quick as that, 16-10.
Yep, there it is. First map going over to Choke Gaming. All 5 of them surviving for the last round there, as it was pretty convincing here. And Inferno is a map which CAZ were actually able to beat Fish 1-2-3 on. I believe it was a 16-8 we saw last night.
It was, yeah.
So that a very impressive win coming out from Choke. We are going to be moving on to map number 2, which is going to be Train. It's Choke's map pick yet again. It's a map which probably favours them, to be fair. They believe their Train game is strong. But the players, of course, they're going to want to take a very short break. No breaks like yesterday. This is only going to be a 5-minute just toilet break, I guess, for them. So we're going to take a short break as well, guys. See you in just a few minutes.